Hi everyone, how's it going? Today I'm going to be doing the small Booktuber tag, which was originally created by Day Kitty Reads. I'll go ahead and link her original video in the description box. I myself was tagged by 2 people, which means I had no way out. Thank you to Deanie and Mike over at Pints and Paperbacks. I actually just learned his first name. You should definitely go and check out both of their channels. They're both awesome people and they're both really funny. So just go check them out. If you're not following them already, you're not going to regret it. So this tag has 7 questions or prompts. The first one is to introduce yourself. My name is Claudia, in case you're new here. I am Mexican American. Both of my parents were born in Mexico. I was born in Southern California, and that's where my parents met and stayed. So basically, I was born and raised here. I am also a really random person. My interests vary far and wide. I have a degree in biology and anthropology. I also studied film, and beyond my education, I have been involved in filmmaking over the course of the last 10 years or so. So the second question is, how long have you been on Booktube? This isn't a straightforward answer for me because I think I started last August. So at the point that I'm filming, it's been about 11 months, almost a year. However, I was on here for like 3 months, I want to say, and then I took a 5-month hiatus. It was something that was new to me. I was having a lot of trouble juggling my life, and I just decided to put it to the side, and I wasn't sure if I was going to come back or not. I'm still not as consistent as I would like to be. I don't have the liberty of filming and editing in my own home, so I can't just always work on the channel when I have time off. And that's a little bit unfortunate, but hopefully that will change sometime in the future. But at this moment, I'm trying to do at least 1 video a month. That's what I can handle without putting too much pressure on myself at the moment. Question number 3, what types of videos do you make? My original plan was, to do what a lot of other people do. They film their monthly TBRs and their monthly wrap-up. But I did discover through Booktube that I'm more of a mood reader. And as I was mentioning, I don't have the liberty of filming whenever I want. So that whole monthly TBR, monthly wrap-up, I just decided that that's not going to work for me. But I do have a few videos that are dedicated to that. What I like to do now instead is do wrap-ups and reviews of whatever I've read recently without the pressure of it being month by month. For example, there was a period of maybe 2 or 3 months where I read a lot of classic sci-fi and dystopians. So I went ahead and just put all of those together. I know I threw in a random Jane Austen novel in there because it's a classic, but then I also read like 2 other fantasy and 1 magical realism book. So I just put those in their own video. So trying to separate now as best I can my wrap-ups and reviews into categories. And it's also not something I've been super consistent about, but that's kind of what I'm aiming to do from here on out. And this video right now is actually going to be my first tag video apart from my original Booktube newbie tag, which I hid from my channel because it's really cringy. I'm proud that I did it because I'm here now. But yeah, I would rather people not come to my channel, watch that video first and think that that's what my channel is like, in all my videos. Anyway, I tend to go on a lot of tangents in these tags. Like I said, I'm a very random person. My brain is like, which is also why I have so many interests. As they say, jack of all trades, master of none. That is 100% me. Anyway, so yes, I would love to do a lot more tag videos. Maybe a few more dedicated reviews. That would be fun. I guess I've only done 2 dedicated reviews. One was for Ilvermorny and the second was for Peace and Turmoil because that was written by Elliot Brooks, who is another booktuber, and I wanted to, really give a focus on her book because it's self-published and, we just want to support other booktubers here. Number 4 is, what do you love about Booktube? First of all, like many of you out there, I fell in love with Booktube by watching videos. Sometimes I feel like I should have cut back on watching and read a little bit more, but people make really good content on here and I love getting recommendations. And when I've read the same book as somebody else, I just love hearing their opinions too. And also, what most people would say, the community. The community is awesome, very supportive. I more recently have kind of switched my Twitter over. My Twitter used to be a very personal account where I only had people that I knew in real life. And now I've started following a few other booktubers and you get to know other people that way. And I feel like slowly my own little bubble has been growing and have made some really good friends that way. So if you're a booktuber and you're not on Twitter, you probably should be. This is going to sound dramatic, but for a long time, Booktube was kind of a lonely place for me. I kept searching for channels like through the YouTube search bar, and I wasn't finding the content that I wanted or people that I related to or connected to. So it was getting a bit frustrating. But through, following people on Twitter, just people do these awesome shout outs, and there's like categories. So you're going to really find niches there. And the YouTube search algorithm or whatever it's called, it's just like you search for something and it's always like the same main most popular booktube channels that are going to be on there. And there's a lot of great small content creators that are not going to show up when you search for these things on YouTube. So Twitter is definitely a great way. And I think they're starting stuff like on Discord and things like that, which I have downloaded, but I haven't used it yet. So I might get on that too. Next up, question number 5, what types of books do you read? So my main area of interest is science fiction and fantasy, and I do tend to read a bit more adult than YA, and then sometimes older books or backlisted books. I don't always go for the most popular recent releases. I do every now and then if something sounds really interesting to me, but I just find that when I do pick them up, sometimes it tends to be very hit or miss, and I'm often disappointed. However, I have recently, I think in the last 2 months, been pleasantly surprised by a few books. One of them I actually have right here. It's Binti by Nnedi Okorafor. This is a science fiction book, and it's really short, and it's YA, and I loved it. Also, Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I was really... because you'll see that book on like everybody's channel. I was like, oh no, is this one of these books that is just overhyped and I'm probably not gonna like it? But I did. I was really surprised by it. So sometimes I do eat my own words, and I feel like I should expand a little bit more, and I have been doing it. I just feel like I need to give more things a chance, even when they're overhyped, even if I end up not liking it. Still give it a chance, because you never know. And a lot of the times things are overhyped for a reason, because they are really good. I think my main problem is because I'm older than the majority of the people on Booktube who are in, who are 18, 19, or in their early 20s or whatnot. I hit 30 this year, so I can't always relate to young adults. But anyway, again, I went on a tangent. Science fiction and fantasy are my 2 favorite genres. I think they're pretty equal. I do occasionally read literary fiction. I also surprised myself recently by reading 2 horror books this year. As much as horror scares me sometimes, when it's done well, I don't know, it leaves an impact. Like if you've ever watched Rosemary's Baby or The Shining, those are 2 of my favorite films, and they're horror, and yet I'm not a big horror person, but those films are just phenomenal. And I recently reviewed Pet Sematary, and Stephen King's writing style, just, man, I don't know, it was just so human, even within a horror. I'm trying to find the right words, but it's horror done well. But yes, either way, I will always gravitate fantasy and sci-fi, like anything to do with space, stars, different galaxies. I don't know what it is. I just love it. Question number 6. What's your favorite video that you've made? So I know I was talking about not really doing TBRs on my channel because I'm a mood reader. But if you don't know, Rachel Marie is doing a readathon this month called the Book Junkie Trials. And the way it was created and set up, the amount of effort that went into it got me so excited. And I really wanted to participate. So I created a TBR for that. And I think that's probably my favorite video that I've made so far. I put a lot of effort into it as well. I played more around with the editing than I usually do, like with graphics and things like that. And because it was for readathon, like, I'm not saying that I'm never going to do more TBRs. I think for a readathon, TBRs work because you're trying to challenge yourself. And the fact that it was 5 books, you're only required to read 5 books, within a month span. It's not like a week or a few days or even, the 24-hour readathon. So, it's really lax compared to a lot of other readathons out there. So it seemed very doable to me, and that's why I did a TBR for it. We're almost halfway done with the month at the point that I'm filming, and I'm on book 2. My first book, Before They Are Hanged by Joe Abercrombie, took me a while. It's an adult grimdark fantasy, over 500 pages. So I'm not too mad about it. The rest of the books are shorter and some of them are actually YA. So I think I'll be fine for the rest of the readathon. I think I'm going to complete my 5 challenges. So yeah, I think that's my favorite video, my last one that I made before this one's going up. I'm slowly trying to get better and improve the quality of my videos as I go along. If you watch some of my first few, there's some questionable lighting, color correction, and yeah, some of them have questionable audio too. But yeah, I'm trying to get better. I guess I'm a little bit hard on myself, but I hope it pays off in the future. All right, lastly, prompt number 7 says to tag at least 4 small booktube channels, or every small channel you can think of. I don't have like a big old list in front of me, but I will tag 4 people. Firstly, I'm sure he's been tagged in this before, but I'll go ahead and tag Scott from Book Invasion. His channel is, a lot bigger than mine, but I think it would still be considered a small channel in the grand scheme of things. He's really great. He does a lot of like more modernish sci-fi or backlisted sci-fi, not necessarily classic sci-fi. He has a great I don't give a shit attitude. I'm here for it. His videos are very laid back and he tends to find books that I've never heard of, which is always great because I do get tired of seeing like the same books over and over and over again pop up on everybody's channel. So it's refreshing. And yeah, if you like a dry sense of humor, I think you like his channel. Secondly, I'm also gonna tag Connor from Stompanato. Out of everyone that I'm tagging today, I think he reads the most similarly to me. He'll read sci-fi, fantasy, sometimes horror, classics, also not always the most popular books. And he's not just strictly a booktube channel, but I really like the types of books that he chooses to pick up, and some of his non-booktube videos are also really well done. He has one where he ate vegan meals for like a week and he kind of showed what they were. It was just really great to see more food options, because I don't eat a lot of meat myself. Actually, I don't eat any red meat and I've been on this diet, also since I was 13 years old. And yeah, he just made a great compilation and it was really well edited. So of course, check him out too. Thirdly, I'm gonna tag Hannah from hanpickblog. I adore her personality. I like her reading taste. She tends to read a lot of literary fiction. She's also a poet and she did come out, what did she call it? Let me look this up. Okay, so she self-published a poetry zine and it's up on her channel. I'm gonna go ahead and link it in my own description box. And I'm remembering now, but I need to order my own. I am gonna do another video where I'm gonna talk about all these people again and a few others. So I'd like to have my own copy by then of her zine. Yeah, I had told her that I was gonna purchase one with my next paycheck, but yeah, the time came and I just completely forgot. I'm sorry, Hannah. I'll get to it, I promise. But yeah, she'll also do dedicated videos like of a poem that she's written, and like the visuals that she captures will match the words. She's just a really creative person, and she's also kind of like has this quirky sense of humor. Like I said, really great personality. Do yourself a favor and also check her out. Lastly, I'm gonna tag somebody who's really new. I think she only has about 2 weeks on Booktube. Her channel name is Pastel Pages. Yeah, if you go to see her videos, I think she's new and ready to take over Booktube. You couldn't tell from the quality of her videos. They're pretty stunning, and I don't know if she's also a filmmaker of sorts, but when she's doing something specific, she sets the mood really well with the music, the imagery, and bonus, she lives in Hawaii. I think her last video is a vlog and she takes you around, and obviously everything looks gorgeous. I'm not sure what types of books she read before her channel. She mentioned that she read a lot of books that no one had ever heard of. So now that she's on Booktube, she's trying to read the books that, that are recommended over and over again to see if she likes them. And interestingly enough, the way she describes some of these more popular books makes me more excited to read them. There's just like these quick little blurbs that she makes up that just, grab you in and you're like, yes, I'm interested in that, in that, in that. For example, in Scythe by Neil Shusterman, who, it's talked about on almost every single channel, but she said there's like a Gandalf-like character in there, and I'm like, Nobody has ever said that before. Yes, please. That's a hook that not just would, bring me in, but so many people. So anyway, I feel like for me, she'll be a channel where I'm gonna go to a lot when something's new, something's popular, and see what she thinks. And if the hype is actually valid. I don't personally have the energy to read all of the hype books of what's new and current, but I'm glad to have found someone whose opinion I'm gonna trust on these books, if that makes sense. Like I said, I'll be mentioning all these channels in a future video, plus more additional. I also wanted to give a shout out to Olivia from Olivia's Catastrophe. She created an original tag, so I'm going to incorporate these channels into it, as well as several others, so stay tuned for that. I'll also get to involve the people, Pints and Paperback and Dini, who tagged me, because they definitely deserve all the shout outs too. So anyway, everyone I mentioned in this video is great. I'm going to link all their channels down below. So yeah, that's going to be all. Thank you for sitting through this, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.